everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I'm doing something a little bit different. I've decided I'm going to attempt to make my own palette, like to put gels on and stuff while I'm working. So I've just got some backing paper from Forms here, and then I've also got a few products that I want to try and include in this. So we've got some diamond dust, let's just zoom in a bit. Some diamond dust from, oh gosh, not that much. Diamond dust from Sparkle Supplies UK. This is Sparkle Supplies UK Silver Leaf. I've crushed it up and stuff and put it in a separate pot. Oh gosh. Iced Gold also from, what am I trying to say? Oh my god, Sparkle Supplies UK. And then Shadow as well, which has got black and silver in and also some stars. But I've got a feeling there's not going to be as many stars as I want. So I've also got some silver stars from Tia's Beauty and also a few flakes from Tia's Beauty. These are the firecracker ones. And then I'm going to be using these to create it because my thought process was, one, I don't use hard gel anymore, so these are just sitting in my drawer for no reason, and two, they're hard gels, so if I use acetone to clean this palette, if it works obviously, then these won't melt or anything with the acetone on them. So that was my thought process. So first of all, what I want to do is just make sure that this is as flat as I can get it. I'm probably going to put something maybe either side just to keep it still. Just like that. And then I've got my lamp next to me and I'm just going to basically play it by ear and see how we go. So I can waste all of this stuff because, like I said, I don't use it. So first of all, I'm just going to go in with some clear, I think. So these gels are from Ink London. They are their eye gel hard gels. I've had them for ages and they're all pretty much full because, like I said, I don't work with hard gel anymore. But I've got clear, white, what's this one? Baby pink. Got some HD clear and then I've also got some milky white as well. So I'm just going to open them all up ready for me to use them as soon as I need them. So that's milky white. We've got HD clear, which, to be fair, if this HD clear is clearer than clear, then I'm really impressed because when I used to use these, the clear is literally like crystal. It is crazy clear. So if they can get it clearer than clear, well, hats off to them. I'm just using some tweezers to take the lids off because obviously I don't want to get the gel all over me, and it is like extremely sticky stuff obviously because it's gel, but there you go. Right, so what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to pour this out and just see how it sort of lands. But the problem is these are quite thick, so it's probably going to take a while, especially because it's really cool in here as well. But I'm just going to pour this, and I'm just going to like turn this recording off for a second until this actually comes out, and then I'll turn it back on, else we're going to be just waiting all day for it to fall. I've changed the angle just for now, just for this bit, just so you can see exactly what I'm actually doing for this. Then I'll put it back to where I usually have it. The problem is now is I can't see it from where I'm sat. I'm hoping it will just like blob and then spread in a natural circle. Probably not going to go that easily, but we'll see. It's so thick. Hold this. Just want enough. I don't know how much I need. This is the problem. Let's just get that bit off as well. Right, that's how much I'm going with at the moment. It would be much easier to do this with a what's it called? What am I trying to say? Come on, spit it out, woman. With a, what's it called? What am I trying to say, for Christ's sake? Oh yeah, with a thinner product basically, like one that's not quite as thick as this one. I'm just going to put all that back in the pot, put that over there. So now I've got my big blob. I'm going to have to move it around obviously because it's not, what's it called, it's like really thin, so it's not just going to naturally flow to where I want it, which would have been great. Obviously, when is everything and anything ever that easy? Never. So I'm just going to use this brush to just move this around. This isn't actually a gel brush, but it's fine. Definitely could have done with something heavier to hold this down, but there you go. Obviously I will be, in this as well, filing it. I don't know why, but I can't get my words out today, if you hadn't already noticed. So I do want it thinner, so we're going to make it bigger. I don't want a huge one, obviously, that's why I've only used this small piece of form paper to be able to do it on, because I'm not bothered about it being huge. just fancied doing something different, and I thought, well, let's make something. Because obviously those acrylic rings went round for quite a while, didn't they? In the first lockdown, like springtime last year, they were quite popular and everyone was giving that a bash. So I thought, do you know what, let's do this. But obviously this is with gel, not acrylic, so it is something different. So I'm just dragging it mainly. It would be much easier to do this with a thinner product, but when have I ever done anything the easy way? Never. No, I'm joking. This just happens to be a product that I've got an excess amount of that I don't need. Like, I'm not going to use stuff that I'd actually like be wasting as such that I actually use. So I'm just making sure it's like sort of round. I'm not too bothered about it being perfectly round, obviously, because I can just file it afterwards, like round the edges, just to get it how I want it. But I also don't want it to be really, really thick either. So I'm just making sure it's nice and rounded and it's all approximately the same thickness. But again, I will file it. So I'm just going to give that a little moment to settle, because it does self-level. It just takes a really long time. So we're just going to give it a second. This little hook's really cute. Obviously I didn't mean to do that, but it's there anyway. So I'm just going to wait for this to settle, and then I will cure it, and then we can come back to decorate. Okay, so I've decided against curing it. I'm actually going to start putting things on it now, because why not? So I'm going to get some of everything basically and just sort of sprinkle it on and sort of just hope for the best. That's my plan going forward, to be honest. So I'm just opening all of the different products that I'm going to be using. Let's just move it back so you can see them. And pop some of those in the lid. So I'm just going to, first of all, pop some of these on. I'm literally just tapping the pot, because obviously some will come out naturally. I'm not placing anything, just tapping. And that's that. Just going to pop that down so it's a bit more flat. I'm not going to take too long with this step, because I don't really want the products to sink to the bottom, because then they're not really going to have a layer over the bottom of them. I want them to sit in the middle of the thing. So now I'm going to change the angle of this camera so you can see what I'm doing better. I also think I've decided against adding like the colours. I'm not sure if I really want any colours in it. I think I'm just going to put all this glitter in basically. But we'll see as we go along. If I change my mind, then obviously I can go back to it, but we'll see. So I'm just going to get a few pieces of the, what's it called? Silver foil. I'm just going to place those. I'm not really too bothered about where they are, because obviously I'm going to be putting more stuff on it anyway. I'm just placing those on top. Just a bit randomly, just like everything else, because everything else I'm literally just throwing on top. Like literally throwing it, not actually placing it. So there's no point really trying to do this bit really specifically, because nothing else is going to be like that, so it's fine. I don't want too much because I need gaps for other things. So that will do for that. And then I'm just going to get some iced gold this time. I'm just going to get a little bit on top of my spatula sort of thing. Well, it's not a spatula, it's a cuticle pusher. And I'm just going to just tap it really gently so it naturally just falls on top. And I'm going to do the same with the silver. I'm going to do it from higher this time. I'm just tapping really gently. That's it. And then I'm going to get the shadow, which has got the stars in, and also black glitter, just to mix it up a little bit. Obviously I have absolutely no idea how this is going to turn out, so it's not really like a tutorial. Don't really like expect me to show you how to do this well. I'm literally just throwing some stuff on it. That's quite it really. So I'm just going to get some stars now and place those. I'm just putting them around the edges as well, because there's not really a lot going on around the edges. So I'm just placing them in areas you're going to be able to see them well. Obviously I have literally no idea how this is going to turn out, so who knows. But it's something different to do, so why not play around with stuff like this on a Saturday afternoon. I love it. There we go. Right, I'm just going to have a couple more on there and over here. Oh, I've put in like the wrong way around. There we go. So once I've done that, I'm going to leave it at that because we've got a lot going on here. Move that a little bit because it's a bit thick there. Just making sure everything's like relatively flat. Not too bothered about it being perfectly flat, but there you go. So once I've done that, I'm then just going to pick this up and pop it in the lamp to cure. Obviously try and get it as flat and straight as possible in the lamp. And then we're going to cure that for a full cure and probably a little bit more just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to do a minute and then another minute afterwards. Okay, so now it's out of the lamp. I'm going to go back in with a gel brush and I'm going to go into the white this time. I'm actually picking it up with my brush instead of like pouring it over, and I'm just going to go around the outside. I'm using my Ink London gel brush, but like I said, I don't really work with gel very much, so don't ask me if I recommend it or anything because I don't really know. But I'm just going to basically paint that around the outside. Because white goes well with the black and silver theme, so I can cope with having some white on it. Just going all the way around the outside. I only really want it to be quite thin. Doesn't need to be really thick, but I want it to be thick enough, like where you can actually see that it's white. And I'm using this really to create the circle as well. I know it looks really weird, but bear with me. Oh, I've just laughed and something's flew somewhere. So I'm just pulling that around the outside. I'm going to finish that and then move on to the next bit. Once I've done that, I'm just going to clean off my brush and then I'm going to pour some clear into the middle. So again, it's going to take ages, so I'm just going to turn it off until it's basically on the edge. So I'm just going to pull some down. That'll do. There we go. And I'm just going to spread this around the whole thing as evenly as I can. Obviously it doesn't really matter because again I will be filing it anyway. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to spread it around this middle bit, and then we're going to just very gently just sort of mix it with the white as well, so the white's not a really thick line around the outside. I'm trying to scoop this clear into all the glitter as well, so it kind of mixes up and moves that around a bit more. But yeah, I'm just going to finish that off, and then we're just going to, like around the outside, I want the clear to sort of mix with the white. I don't want a really thick line, so I'm just going to pull it inwards all the way round. So it's not a real thick, obvious line where the white starts. I want it to just blend in around the outside, if that makes sense. Much easier to do this with acrylic, by the way. Like, I would definitely prefer to do it with acrylic, but I just thought, because I've already got like making something out of acrylic on my channel, it'd be nice to have something different. We all know I'm not a massive fan of gels. But there you go. There we go. So I'm just going to leave it like that for a little while to just sit and self-level by itself. And then we can move on to the next step once I'm happy with how it's looking. So I'm also going to use a bit of the white inky from Magpie because I literally don't use it at all, and I'm just trying to find things that I could get some use out of. And I'm just going to place that like in random places and just let it do its own thing, like within the gel. Just totally random, nothing in particular, like just going around helping that white fade as well. And some areas a bit more like obvious than others, just to mix it up a little bit. And then once I've done that, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more glitter on top, but just a bit of iced gold because it's a nice subtle glitter. So I'm just going to pick some up on my pusher again and just sprinkle that over the top. Just like that. I know it looks very random, but that was the idea. Like, who knows what it's going to look like, but it's fun, so it's all good. Worth the hassle. And then I'm also just going to place a couple of extra stars on the top as well, just so it looks a bit layered. And then some of the stars out of the other glitter, just because they're different types of stars. Got a couple of bits of leaf lying around, so I'm just going to place those as well. I could do with a couple of bits of like bigger bits of leaf, but because I've crunched up all this leaf, they're already naturally quite small, because it makes them a lot easier to use on actual people's nails. That one's quite large, maybe a little bit too large. Oh well, let's just throw it on. I don't know whether this is going to be the top yet or the other side is going to be the top of it. I don't have a clue how which side is going to look, so I'm just going with it really, hoping for the best. I like the effect that the ink has given because it almost looks bubbly, which is different. Place some of that there. And then once I've finished faffing with this part, I'm going to pop it in the lamp again for a full cure. Just making sure that those bits and pieces are actually like in the gel, not just floating on the top, because we need them to cure to it. Pop some of that there. There we go. I'm going to give it a second to self-level again, and then I will put it back in the lamp. So next I'm literally just going to pour basically pretty much all of this gel on top of it now to make it thicker and also to cap it all. And then we can get on with obviously wiping off the tacky layer and filing it to see how it looks. I'm pretty excited, to be fair. It's something different. So I'm just going to wait for all this to basically pour out and then make sure it's all nice in where I need it to be, and then we can finish it off. Okay, so I also did some gel on the other side. So this is the side that you saw me do. I then took it off the backing paper, flipped it over, and did some gel on this side because obviously I put nail art like straight into the gel, the first layer, so it meant that the nail art would have been a bit difficult to not file off, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to snap this bit off here because it's obviously not necessary. I'm just going to go around the edges and make sure they're all nice and smooth, and it's just like circular as I can get it and nice and even. And then I will file the top and bottom to make sure that they're nice and straight-ish as well. Obviously it's not going to be perfect, like it's not a professional job, but that's the fun thing about doing things like this, is they don't have to be perfect. It's just something different and just another reason to do a video. I've then got a film doing my nails after this video. You're probably wondering why they're still both different. You might not be, but if you are, it's because obviously, like I explained before, my e-file died when I was due to do my right hand, and now by the time I've got time to do my right hand, I now want to change my left. Because it is my birthday in a few days' time, and I don't want short square nails for birthday nails. I want longer, more exciting ones. So I'm going to take both hands off and start from scratch and do something totally different, I think. But there you go. I told you that you'd end up with another video of me doing my own nails this month. So, to be expected, really. So once I've done that, I'm then just going to go over the whole surface just like this, and I'm just going to keep doing this until it ends up straight. I've just threw my bottle across the room. Obviously, as you can see, by holding my file flat and doing this, it's not actually touching the outsides because they're a little bit lower than the middle. So I'm just going to keep doing this until it does all end up buffed and it's all nice and flat, because as you can see, it's a bit odd at the moment. So I'm going to do that off camera because it's going to take a while, and then I'll come back and we can like top coat it and stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's not actually smooth. Like, it's not, what's it called? It's not flat. but I don't care, so it's fine. I've been filing for ages and ages and I'm getting bored of it, so I'm not filing anymore. We're leaving as is, and we're going to top coat now to see what it looks like. Super exciting. So I've just put it on one of my like stands that I put my nails on when I'm doing videos, just for now. It's probably not going to stay on there, and I'm going to get this everywhere, but let's just cross our fingers it does. It's very pretty. Look at all this glitter. I have accidentally filed down to an air bubble on the other side, which is really annoying, but the chances of me ever actually using this as a palette are very slim, so it's really not an issue, because yeah, it's not like it's actually going to be used. It was more just for the fun of making a video with it, to be honest. So I'm just making sure the whole thing is covered, and so are the outsides. I'm going to pop this in the lamp and then we can flip it over and do the other side. But look how pretty that is. Very cute. Okay, so now that's out, I'm going to take it off and turn it over. I'm going to make this a ball again. And then flip it and push that down. Then we can top coat this side. Oh my gosh, look how glittery that is. It's so exciting. This is that air bubble that I was talking about. It's right smack bang in the middle. Very, very annoying. I love it. I'm not really sure what it is, because it's clearly not a sensible palette that I could actually use. I could use it, but I'm not going to, because as you all probably know by now, I've got a ridiculous amount of palettes anyway, so I really didn't need another one, but I just wanted to put those gels to some sort of use, even if it was just for a video. But this is what it looks like. It's not flat in the slightest, but it's fine. But look, it's so pretty. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp as well, and then we'll have a good look at it when it comes back out. So here we are, this is the finished result. Both sides are just so pretty. You can't see a lot of the black through this side, so I think I do prefer the other side, but I really like the effect that that ink gave. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's really subtle, but it's really cute. I really like that. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Totally random, as always. But there you go. That's my own little palette. So obviously I could easily use it. I won't, like I said, because I have too many, but all we've got to do is literally just pop a bit of gel on there and then just pick it up from it. So it would work as a palette. It's very cute, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video anyway. It's just a bit more of an experimental video, which I do have quite a few of on my channel. So if you did enjoy it, then definitely check those ones out as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye!